Hi, Dr. Saxena here, and let's talk something about. I was talking to one of the patient today, and I was telling them what do you mean by what is this positive thinking, and having said something on some things, I started how a patient who is having a problem at hand can understand. We keep telling them, you keep positive, positive, and what is this positive, and what does it mean? Why do you have to resort to positive thinking? See, we I can always tell you, many people mistakenly assume that positive thinking involves ignoring bad things that happen. That's actually not true. Positive thinking involves making the best out of every situation, seeing the best in other people, and viewing yourself and your abilities in a positive light. You develop a positive thinking mindset by focusing on what you can control, letting go what you can't, and looking for ways to improve any situation that less and what lessons can be learned from it. So this is what I understand. This positive thinking is so according to the Mayo Clinic also, it offers many mental and physical health benefits. Number one, it increases the lifespan. It lowers rates of depression, lower levels of distress, and greater resistance to common cold. I'm sure everyone will be on the same page when we talk about. We keep telling not to watch unnecessary news and all that, so that you don't get into some kind of scaremongering. You're just scared, and that increases your, see, it decreases the resistance. Your immune system is hampered just because of that scare. So this positive thinking can help. It's been described in the Mayo Clinic papers. So it increases the lifespan. It lower rates of depression, levels of distress, and greater resistance to common cold if you have positive thinking. So let's see what will happen. Let's see what is going to. Let's do it. And apart from that, you have what with positive thinking, you can always have better psychological as and physical well-being, and better cardiovascular health, and reduce risk of death from the cardiovascular disease, better coping skills during hardships and times of stress. As of now, I talked to my kid yesterday. I was talking to him about his dates of exam has come. So I tell them, okay, focus. This is a time of stress. Okay, let's be positive. You know, this is not the only exam which you have to only crack it. There are a lot of things which keep on coming. So even if you get a good result out of it, take the best things. If you are not getting a good result of that, the exam outcome, so think positive again. That's all we have been doing. Failures doesn't mean it's a stepping stone to success. So I somewhere I try to tell my patients, okay, fine, it is fine that you have got some problem, okay, and you take out of things, because you being a, you are subjected to this kind of things, and you have become a better person. You are trying to analyze things in a more proper way, and I can always tell it's both scientific fact and common sense that we have more self confidence, feel better mentally and physically both, and our body is healthier when we avoid this negative thinking patterns and think positively. Big things. Negative thinking is one of the yes, you sometimes we are faced in a situation and you are forced to analyze things in a negative way. But I can always tell you, try to see that you come out of that negative kind of mindset of people. Try to mix into people who always look you as a. I keep telling everyone, and I can always give you this simple example how this works. If I tell someone, "Ari, you are looking so dull. What happened today?" So what happens is that XYZ person, and he goes back to his home later and sees the mirror, and he says, "Why this doctor has told me he's looking dull and all that." Instead, if a very dull looking person with a lot of depleted energy also. He walks to my clinic, and I say, "Oh, you're looking smart, man. How are things and all that?" And he gets elated. He feels confident from inside. All his dullness, all his kind of thing goes off in a minute. This is the beauty of how you try to take up people, how you try to work positively with them. This is how I can always tell you there are about 300 meta-analysis of more than 300 studies covering 30 years of inquiry, of 30 years of there is a relationship between the stress and the immune system. The stressful events can change immune system functioning. This is a fact. In a nutshell, stress is a bad thing, and whether it affects in a short burst or over a long period of time, we still experience negative effects. This study has found that people who describe their lives as stressful, बहुत stress हो गया and all that. In fact, they had significant reduction in the natural killer cells. The cells whose job is to target and eliminate virus and tumor infected cells. So I am talking in a big sense. Uh, you need to be focused in the sense you don't get into that particular depression. The thing is, you need to keep your natural killer cells alive and intact so that they take care of the any kind of virus or any kind of stressful things which can. So it's time you have to gain control over that stress, develop a positive thinking mindset, and you this all things help you becoming a least vulnerable person. I guess I'm talking purely in the context of this pandemic. You have got this particular things. You are developing a positive mindset, thinking control over that stress. I'm sure you can take up this. You can always steer away from this particular situation. In fact, even if something comes to you, because your natural cells are into a process. So I can go on and on, but I can always tell you a paper titled "The Benefits of Frequent Positive Effect Does Happiness Lead to Success?" Looked at a meta-analysis of more than 275,000 people, and this individual studies confirmed a link between positive thinking, happiness, better health, as determined by the sick days from the work and hospitalizations over the last 5 years period. Happy people, these studies found, were less likely to engage in unhealthy behaviors such as smoking, unhealthy eating, and substance abuse. Optimism about life was also associated with a lower incidence of heart disease and greater better physical recovery. So positive thinking, what in a nutshell, again I'd like to tell you, it improves your immune system, it lowers stress and thereby decreases your blood pressure, it gives you physical and mental resilience, you are in a more kind of bliss, and it contributes to longevity, it enables you to enjoy life more, it produces better habits, and it's an essential part for any one of us trying to do a protocol. We always believe that we can always work it out against the disease and all that, but unless this positive attitude comes, this will make a kind of big difference coming to the outcomes. And during this kind of scenario of this pandemic and all that, I want everyone, you should start looking into what this doctor is talking about, positive mental attitude. Thank you.